A lot of you guys have been asking me and messaging me to rate your teams, and I feel like a more constructive thing to do besides rating each specific team would be just to simply give you what I feel like my top 10 teams are. We're going to start off with this team. Starting off in first or second form cell is a viable option. They both cost 5, doesn't really matter. They both are exactly 5. This is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. 5-4-3-2-1 will get you to 15 ending off on Hercule. I think having Cell is great in the beginning. Drain Life Cell, his grab drains life, which is really good. And then we have he can charge unlike the other androids. And outside of him draining life and being able to charge, we also have the fact that his super special is that it can drain Life Cell. And then when he upgrades, he gets a little bit of his bar back. I believe about half of his bar back into second form cell, which feels a bit racially motivated. Those lips feel a bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then he has Unforgivable, which is one of the worst specials in the entire game. It ends your own life. It is him turning into Big Cell, but he gets Drain Life Cell as a rush move, which is really nice. So, and then you can turn into this Cell, who just has a better move set in terms of just attacks. I wish he had After Image Strike, but he does not. He just has After Image. So you can pretty much use this character right here. And this one, Vegeta can turn into an ape. That's a giant. This is what I call an ethical giant. Is where it doesn't start off as a giant, but later it does turn into a giant. So you have a chance to stop him getting into giant form. Raccoon has 4 health bars. He has Insta Sparking. He's really good all around. Has a fun moveset to play around with. Roshi is just great. Smaller Roshi has After Image Strike, but bigger Yoshi starts off in 3 bars, and Hercule to balance out the team. So this to me is the first of my many teams that I have in this game that I consider to be really good. Now, here goes the most toxic team in the entire game. You start off with Wheelo to let them know that you don't care about them. Initially, they feel this fear inside of their soul. You keep Vegeta, that's a second giant, and then you get a third giant. You gotta learn how to play with Slug, who is a horrible character. I think Slug sucks on a realistic note. And then you get Yajirobe, who just got recently nerfed. If you don't know about the Yajirobe nerf, his beans cost 6 now instead of 5, and he has 2.5 health bars. So that's what happened there. He also does not start with 2 bars. He starts with 0. So he has been nerfed into the ground. If you don't want to play with him because he's been nerfed into the ground, you can run Master Roshi. So Master Roshi or Yajirobe. This is what the original variation of the team looked like back when Yajirobe had 3 bars pure and had 5 and started off with 2. He's still a pretty good character. I don't know why people are saying he's actually ruined. He just doesn't start off with 2 bars. If you know how to play with Yajirobe or actually love him, you should know that that's how he just starts. But yeah, his Senzu Bean stuff mechanic is still pretty ridiculous. It just takes all the bars from him, so not really anything crazy. So this is the 3 giant team. This is my second team among my many teams. Now, if you're looking for some psychotic information on how to play the game, I would just get the entire Ginyu Force. The entire Ginyu Force just works. I'm not saying that they're one of my teams, but I'm just going to show you that the entire Ginyu Force works. It's just a little bonus here. The entire Ginyu Force does work as a viable team option when playing in the game. You can just play them. They're just great. I just love them deeply. They're really fun. I love them. You have Goldo with a weakling. You have Jace. They all have Insta Sparking. They're just a really good Sonic foundational team to have on the entirety of the game. They're just great to have. Burter especially. Burter, Raccoon, and Jace. Any of those slots in 3s will go sicko mode and crazy. They're just fun. And then Ginyu with the body change. If you run this team correctly, you really shouldn't even have to get to Ginyu. And Ginyu Force reporting to do it. They come in together. We are the Ginyu Force. We love to see it. They come in crazy. They have their own special animations and poses. It's really fun. My actual third team that I usually run and play runs a bit like this. So I usually start off with Oob. Boom. Starting off with Oob. And then after I start off with Oob, I end up getting the craziest nonsense that is Bardock. Bardock's just a solid foundational character, and outside of that, I end up running Super Saiyan 2 Gohan right here. Oob has Insta Sparking and Wild Sense, which is very nice. He has a 4-bar Insta Sparking, which is really good and the fastest Insta Sparking in the game. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan has Insta Sparking. I'm saying Insta Sparking a lot. You're going to hear that word 177,000 times this video. I just think that's a really good mechanic and utilization to have. And then for the last 2 slots, we're going to have to run... I always say Master Roshi, just because I enjoy him as a character. This is just who I run for most teams, just to fill out those last things. And I like filling out these last 2 because if you're really good with the first 3, you're never going to have to make it to the rest of them. Now, that's my third team. My fourth team is Broly, right here. And then after Broly, I go ahead and rock another 5. I usually run Super Goku. just because of his final unblockable. I love Super Goku. It's really fun. Also, if you run the power pole on his back, actually, I'm not even gonna say that. That's just, it just looks cool. I'm just telling you it looks cool. That's the entirety of my statement. And then you can run a seconder. You can run a Goldo. You can run a Chaozu. You can run a Spopa. I run Spopa most of the time. Spopa is just good. So you have 2 foundationally good characters. So this is another team that I run indefinitely. This is, I believe, the 4th team that I run. Now, the 5th team that I run, slight variation to this. This is just so I can get Vegito and Gogeta out. I just changed out that Broly with this guy right here. Boom, rocking in Vegeta Super right there. That's how I usually operate. That's usually how we run right there. Get the first 2 out there, then you can run into Vegeta or Gogeta and do that nonsense right there. Now, another team that I like to run just to mess with people, I believe this is, I lost the number track. I'm just going to go through a few teams. I believe this is number 5 right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like 5 or 6. So right here, boom, you start off with Ultra Instinct Goku Sign, and then you fill out your team with someone like him, and then you go crazy with Videl. You get Videl right here, boom. And after Videl, you go ahead and rock that boy Spopa. Spopa go crazy. Leotard Nation, we love to see it. And then you run Hercule. Now this is just to fill out your team and create fluff for Ultra Instinct Goku, so he can actually transform into Ultra Instinct. This right here is a builder team. Builder teams, to me, this is how I construct a lot of my teams when I use an 8 or a 7. A builder team is you find an 8 that you like. Say you like somebody like Hit or Jiren or Omega Shenron, something like that. You love these characters, they're fun for you. Or even Vegeta GT, who doesn't have a previous form of these characters. These are called your main block. And then you have your builders. So let's say you want to run Anilaza, right? Anilaza, boom. You have him here. But you don't start with Anilaza. You switch, and then you start off with Roshi so you can build up. That's how I construct a lot of my teams when I do that. So always get to 15. That's really the goal here. And a lot of people are saying probably right now, well, how do I get to my 9s and my 10s? You're only missing out on Beerus, Wiz. I think that's about it besides Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You could still pretty much run a team, a full team with all these other characters. You can still run them. And if you want to run, let's say a 7er, you can actually increase one of your slots to a 3fer. So let's say you want to run a 7er like Kid Buu, right? 7er Kid Buu, boom. You got Kid Buu here. Well, now you have the option to either have another 2 or change Videl into an actual character that matters in the game, such as Recoome. So now you have Kid Buu in there, Recoome, who is just a great pick, and you have characters that fluff things out. So this is actually another one of my teams that I have because I actually love Kid Buu a lot. He's one of my favorites. Now you're probably saying to yourself, oh, but there's no giants in this team. True. If you run a 7er, you're going to have to sacrifice that because most 7ers can actually stun lock giants. Most characters in the 7 tier can stun lock giants, like Gogeta right here, that is in Super. He can stun lock giants. A lot of these characters have the just corporeal ability, that's not even a real phrase, to just stun lock giants. You could actually just get Baby here too. Baby goes crazy. He can immediately go into a giant. That's also a thing there. He looks so much like Handsome Jack, it messes me up. So that's also a thing you can do there. I usually, if I'm doing like cut and dry bare minimum, will run a 6er. I'll run a 6er like Super Buu or Majin Buu Pure Evil or even Kefla. I'll run a Kefla. I've seen a lot of people run Kefla, which is nice. Kefla's not that bad of a character. I enjoy her a lot. She can actually stun giants. People will run a Kefla, but what they can do, they can actually run Recoome or Birder or Jace. They can actually do that. They actually have the capabilities to run this entire team. They can just do that. That reaches out to 15. So this is my thought process in making my top 10 team. And these are also teams that I run in themselves. I think I'm about 7 or 8. So I'm going to show you 2 more teams that actually are pretty good, that I love running and are just fun to play. This is called the 3Bs. So the 3Bs are Jace right here. And then after you run that Jace, you go crazy with Raditz. And then you get Zarbezius. Zarbezius goes crazy right here. We love Zarbezius. Boom. And then you end up getting Krillin. Krillin goes nuts. And then you get Pan. Now let me explain why I run this team and why I do run this team sometimes. The reason I run this team is because Jace Insta Sparking, Wild Sense, and Insta Sparking. Right? That's just that. Wild Sense is a good beginner friendly mechanic to have, just to use. It's just nice. I love Insta Sparking. Krillin and Pan have After Image Strike. Krillin has a really good moveset overall, and he has Solar Flare, which loses tracking on a lot of enemies, so that's a great way to do it. And Pan is a sleeper pick. She is a better, hear me out, a better Videl. So that's my freebies. Now then, my last team is a 3-4-ers. I usually run Captain Ginyu for that body change. That body change goes crazy. I love to see it. After they get that body change going crazy, I end up running this variation of Great Saiyaman. I love Great Saiyaman. That's just me. I don't think Great Saiyaman is a, oh, this character's amazing. I just like Great Saiyaman because he's goofy. I just think he's a goofy kind of guy. He's just funny like that. And then for the final slot we're rocking here, we actually get Tapion. Tapion the hero. Now Tapion he deserves After Image Strike more than anybody in the game. He really does. He deserves it more than anything. He just really does. I just believe he does. And we get Master Roshi and then cap it off with Hercule. So as long as you get to 5, I consider your team to be pretty much viable. Is how I operate and run and do things. I like the 5-4-3-2-1 method because it allows you to get one in each category. I like that a lot. For instance, a good 5-4-3-2-1 team, one I don't run that often, I just think it's a good 5-4-3-2-1 team, will be this baby because he goes into a giant, and then we get a 4. You could get Vegeta or Willow if you want to just spam or cheese, but if you want to play ethical because you're a coward and you don't care about interacting with the game mechanics, you could pick Bardock, who is a great pick overall, and then you can get a character that I would always recommend getting a 3 for as a Ginyu Force if he's your only choice. I'd always recommend Recoome or Jace, mostly because I like Jace's moveset, and Recoome has False Courage, so that's just really good for defense-wise. And then I would get rocking the boy Master Roshi, and then Hercule is how I'd run a team. That's genuinely how I'd run a team like that. This is how I'd go crazy on a team. This is how I do nasty tricks on it. These are the teams that I myself would run going into this. And I'm currently Z rank right now. I believe I'm Z rank or S1. I keep getting knocked back and forth between the two because I'm testing out teams right now and kind of nonsensely doing things. But that's how I'd run teams in this game. For instance, right now, I'm probably going to show you how I'd run a team right now. I'm going to pick Broly. I'm going to pick Vegeta, who is a giant. This is an ethical giant to me. I'm going to run this. I'm going to run this right now. And how I'd function this is I start right here, keep Broly as a sleeper pick, and then Rocket right here because we don't know who they're going to start with. They could start with a giant or something like that just to test things out. And we go into a battle right now. A lot of people, especially in the earlier ranks, are not picking up to 5 characters. And I understand you think you're great at the game, you want to play as Beerus or Wiz. I grasp that. I get it. Some guy was mad that he couldn't make a team with Beerus and Wiz, like just the 2 characters. And I really understand that. And that's understandable. This guy is amazing at the game. Wong Fei Hyung. He's actually really good at the game. High chance I'm going to lose, but it's good just to have him to show off what it means to be good in the game. What it means to just play the game. I'm going to rush him immediately. He's going to move to the right and dodge it. Watch this. See how he's immediately moving to the right? See right there? He immediately dodged it and hits with a combo. And this is real time. You can see my controller just spamming out right now. And this is why I recommend running Recoome. He just has more health. He has a pretty okay moveset. I like him. He's fun to play against. This guy is good. This guy is a great person. If you reach the upper Z ranks, this guy is good to go against if you want to just get better at the game. He's just a fun guy to go against. He's great. You have my complete condolences in this game, Fei Hyung, Wong Fei Hyung. You're really good. I believe that's either a Korean name or something of that variety. Oh, this guy Zarbon, good character. Zarbon has a great moveset. Just Zarbon is a great pick. We just love Zarbon. And Recoome is just good because his moves are just goofy looking, so people can't read them that well. You actually have to know Recoome to read his moves, which is just good. That's just good to have. That's just good. When you see that Perception Strike, try to go for a Charge Blast because it leaves them open for a little bit. That's what I would do. Also, vary your strikes. If you're doing moves like this, just vary your strikes. I recommend deeply varying your strikes. He's got Nappa too. Nappa, I don't consider to be that good. He has good health though. I just don't consider him to be that good of a character, not that good of a pick. I don't consider him to be that fun of a pick. Or a great pick overall. And you see how we have just Recoome here. He's not even my strongest characters, but we're doing good with him because he is a tough and solid pick. And he's just fun to have on the team. Nappa also doesn't have an unguardable A lot of bigger power characters have this unguardable mechanic, such as with Raccoon, when they put their hands out and it's not able to be like reacted upon when he does the move. He's going crazy, and we got our sparking off. Pretty quick sparking, we love to see it. Not as fast as Bardock's though. Bardock has a better sparking, as I said before, and we love to see it. Hopefully he tries to change. He's really good at switching around and getting out of like sparking range. That's just how he runs the characters, and I would recommend doing that too, because it's annoying to deal with sparking. Just on a generalistic note, it just is. I should have done Raccoon Ultra Fighting Bomber. I wasn't thinking. That would have been a better move to do. Even if I didn't hit it, it still would have just been good to get out there and actually have it out the way. He doesn't have explosive whip, so I'm stuck in this combo. I could have ultra countered or something of that variety, but now I'm gonna pick Vegeta because Vegeta has just good moves. He's just a good character foundationally. I just love playing with this Vegeta because he feels fun to play with, and he's good with Raccoon. As you can see, Raccoon has just flashy moves. His moves snap. Like a lot with Jace moves, they snap a lot. So that's a big issue there when they're snapping. It's hard to read those moves. And the only way I could get out of that is generally by hitting him with a teleport, because by golly, he's gonna hit me with some nonsense. And this is why he's an ethical giant, because even if you do turn a giant, the other opponent won't have to deal with it, and that will agitate people a bit less. And I'm dead, I think. Oh, never mind. I actually got it off, which is really good. We love to see it. You're not going to believe this. I can actually make an artificial moon, you fool. Go ahead and hit him with that nonsense. Rush him immediately. Boom. Is he going to run away? That's just how he is. He's going to run away. He's going to try to fight me now. After he sees that I'm doing that. Boom, boom, boom. That's a mind game. Now I get him with some actual combos and actually play like a real character. And then I get him with this down smash. All right. Raccoon does not break past the giant super armor, which is just... that's just most threes. I don't think there's any single three that breaks past the giant super armor. Giants in this game are, I don't know if I consider them an issue. I would consider them to be disgustingly strong, insanely broken, powerful, but that's just a lot of cheese mechanics in this game. There are a lot of cheese mechanics in this game. There's just a lot of busted, absolute gobbledygook and nonsense in the game that's just incorporated as a foundational part as the game. It's just a literal foundational part of the game. That's just Dragon Ball Z, which is something that, as this game goes on, we just have to deal with. It's just something we have to deal with. If I can get out of this, that'd be great. I probably can't. We're going back to Raccoon. Not a good choice to go back to Raccoon. I just like Raccoon. See how fast that sparking was? We love a fast sparking. That was Wild Sense, so I couldn't react to it as good as I could with a regular move. And he's going to weaves. I'm going to use my special now. He's probably going to block it more than likely. This is not an unblockable, but it comes out really pretty fast. It does come out pretty fast. And I got it off. I'm going to charge, and hopefully I can switch out because, yep, I can switch out. I'm going to get Master Roshi back in there. And we're going to switch out. I'm going to do crazy like this. Boom. Master Roshi has full health now. I'm going to get a Sonic Sway in. That's beautiful. Boom. Get up out of here. I respect the fact that you're bald and have a big buff body like me. We're like brothers. Hold up a second. I'm about to hit him with some nonsense. Go crazy with him. Boom. Bang. This guy is great. This guy is a fun Z rank to go against. I appreciate him a lot. He has taught me just a lot going against him. He doesn't know that he's teaching me. It's not like we're friends and just buddies and compatriots, and he's just like, huh. Well, I'm going to actually train you now. He has no idea. He has no idea that he's actually making you better at the game. He has no clue. He's a great person to go against, especially in the higher ranks. He's just good. He's just one of the better people I've played against that just will stay throughout the entire match and just be here. It's just sad that is the low bar of entry I'm having for a character, that a person more so, that I consider to be actually fantastic at the game. Is the entry mark for entry is just sticking through and being here present for a game. It's really sad, but that's just how it is now. And now that I got him off, I can actually go back and then go after him at strike. He's gonna have to rely on using beams and shooting stuff at me, and that's 15 seconds of free time right here. See right here, 15 seconds of free time. He's gonna probably rely on using the beams, as most do, but Master Roshi's really fast, and he's good at weaving. We love to see that. Boom, 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 boom. The after image strike is up. He doesn't know that because he didn't count the 15. But he probably thinks it's still going on, so now he's playing in that way of using Ki Blast. Ki Blasts are really good in the game. They're just amazing to use in the game. They're just a great mechanic to have. I consider Ki Blast spam to be one of the more Vegeta ethical moves. That's Vegeta's move in the game. That's what I consider. A lot of people are upset with Ki Blast spam, but after image strike exists, so bada bing, bada boom. I block down, as you saw there. You see him doing that. I stop immediately, go for a grab because he's doing his hand out. That's how I operate, and I'm going to hit him with an unblockable. I probably lost this match. I have no idea. I have not been paying attention to how much health I have or anything of that variety, but he is getting a lot of health back, and that's nice, and he's going right into False Courage, and we just wait. I believe he won. Correct. He had more health. He's good. That's good. That's why you run 5. Even though I didn't lose anybody, I didn't have enough health to run through. That's why he kept switching out and doing that. That's a great method. And I lost my Z rank last match, so that's really good. And I run these teams as a matter of showing what it's like to be in the upper echelon in ranks. You can test out your higher teams and stuff like that. There are people that run giants and stuff like that. There are people like that. I didn't even use Broly the entire way through. I didn't even get a chance to use Broly because I just didn't want to bring him out there. Just didn't bring Broly out, and that's just how it runs. A lot of people are saying we should have more time, we should have more things, but there are characters like Broly who could just decimate health bars in an instance, in a second. There are characters like that, and I don't think we should really need to do that. I don't think there's a real need to do that. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. I don't care to do that. So yeah, those are the teams that I run. Those are my top 10 teams, and even though I lost the match, I still recommend you running some variation of the 5-4-3-2-1 or 4-4-3 or 4-4-2-1 or all threes or something of that vein. That's how I plan to run it, and that's just how I have fun.